Hi everybody, this is my presentation of social learning theory. I'm utku culha and let's start. So social learning theory is founded by Albert Bandura. Who is he? Let's talk about who is he. He was born in 1925 in Alberta, Canada. He is a well-known psychologist and professor, and he worked at Stanford University for many years. He focused on learning behavior and social influence, and he is considered one of the most influential psychologists of the 20th century. Yes, so what's his contributions to the social learning theory and psychology? So before Bandura, behaviorists, which are scientists on behavior science, believed that people only learn by being rewarded or punished. Bandura argued that he didn't believe that, so he stated that we can also learn by watching others, even we don't get direct consequences of the actions, even if we don't experience it ourselves. So, and he developed the theory, social learning theory, and his theory opened a new way of thinking about how people develop socially. So today I'm going to talk about three main concepts of social learning theory. One, first, observational learning theory, uh, learning by watching others. It uh, explains it. Second one is modeling. It shows people copying someone else's behavior, especially if that person is someone they look up to. And lastly, reinforcement. It's explains being more likely, people are more likely to repeat behaviors that are being praised or rewarded. So let's start with observational learning. We often learn by watching what people around us do, our family members, our friends, our teachers, as you can all imagine. So and also this can happen to a person through social media, especially these days, or TV. So we do learn and act like what we see on others. We don't have to experience something directly to act in a certain way. Just seeing it is enough to learn it and act like that way. So this is how kids often learn behaviors from adults, by imitating and observing. Let's continue with modeling. So when modeling is when someone acts in a way and we see it, and that person is someone we admire or we relate to, or someone likable, so we may copy them. Copying that person's actions, way of thinking, is called modeling. So for example, if a child sees their parent being polite, kind, they are likely to imitate that behavior. As you know, this is a perfect example of modeling. So we often model people we see as successful. For example, politicians, historical figures, our relatives, our brothers, sisters, older brothers, sisters, our grandparents, or maybe our friends we look up to or find them relatable or likable. Let's continue with reinforcement. So reinforcement uh, basically states that people are more likely to repeat behaviors that are rewarded or praised. It's simple. Actually, probably it's same on every species, every living creature on Earth. So, if someone is praised, rewarded for helping others, for example, they may keep doing it. It's likely they are tend to be. It's the way how uh, humans work. Watching someone else get rewarded can also affect what we do. Let's go back to observational learning. It doesn't need to happen directly to us. Seeing it can work as well. So reinforcement doesn't always have to happen directly to us. And it's it's a great thing actually. So we don't have to experience all the bad stuff ourselves. We can learn from others, and yeah. So let's give a couple of examples with social learning theory. Let's start with education. Let's I'm gonna give 3 examples of social learning theory in different disciplines. So it's very useful in classrooms, in schools, because first, kids are more open to learn, and basically they are blank compared to adults. So let's give an example. If a teacher uses kind words like please, thank you, sorry, let me help you, students may copy that. Students look up to their teachers, and teachers will model a respectful, caring person, can be a role model for them, can build a positive effect, a classroom culture. It has many benefits. Students often learn more from what they see than what they are told. This is very important. It's proven that especially kids tend to act like what they see from role models than being told what to do, how to act. It I think it's stricter to them probably. Yes. So let's continue with social learning theory with social media. As we talked earlier, on social media people often imitate influencers or celebrities, public figures. So if a popular influencer, let's say, promotes confidence, kindness, or certain way of thinking, opinions, their followers may do the same, and then the ideas can spread very fastly and very strongly with this way. This can be positive, as I gave examples of, but also this could be very dangerous if the behavior being modeled is harmful or toxic. As you know, so much of the social media is toxic. So, and learning these theories actually help to identify and how to act, uh, how to be far from these toxic places and thinkings. So what we see online can shape how we talk, how we dress, even how we think. We said that already. Let's continue with our last example. Social learning theory with criminal behavior. So sometimes people imitate negative behavior they see around them. It's pretty common, as we all know. We look up to our parents, grandparents, older brothers, older sisters, friends, or public figures. For example, let's give an example. If a young person sees a family member commit a crime and face no real punishment, sorry, that's even worse. They may believe it's acceptable, or it's not wrong, or it's normal. They may believe all of it. This shows how learned behavior can be passed on through generations, especially when there are no consequences. It's very bad. Social learning theory helps explain how crime can spread in certain environments. So it's very important to use this theory in criminal behavior studies. Let's talk about gender and communication with the social learning theory. So, social learning theory helps us understand how we learn to act like a girl or a boy, uh, what we see uh, growing up. So, children watch parents, teachers, and media to figure out what's normal for their gender. It's obviously uh, taught in schools, and boys, let's give an example. Boys may learn to act tough, avoid crying, and play sports, while girls may learn to be more quiet, more gentle, or be more like girly, not because they are told to, but because they see it from their peers, from their female teachers, for girls, for their male teachers for boys. Uh, yes, is very this can be explained with social learning theory. So uh, kids tend to act like what they see, and these uh, gendered ideas are taught to them. So let's go with social justice applications of the theory. Social learning theory can be helpful in breaking stereotypes and promoting equality, if because it helps with identifying the problems. By showing these new examples in media, education, and real life, we can change people. We can teach them about gender. We can teach them about being themselves. For example, kids who grow up watching diverse and respectful behavior are more likely to treat others fairly, better, kinder, no matter their gender or identity or skin color, maybe. So let's do a recap before we end it. Social learning theory was founded by Albert Bandura in the 60s. This theory helps to explain how we learn social behaviors, including gender roles. It can be used in many areas like education, media, and justice, as I gave examples of. Most importantly, it reminds us what we do matters because others are watching and learning from us. It's basically the main idea behind it. So, thanks for listening. These are my references, and this is social learning theory.